I had a bearish bias that day, so I ended up waiting until it came up here. It ended up forming another fair value gap around here on the higher time frame, I believe. I was like, okay, if it gets into that area, I'm gonna sell. Perfect execution. Got into that area and then boom, dropped off. What is going on? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Lewis, and I'm actually very excited because this is the first episode of the brand new series, Road to Live Account. This is a series where basically I'm gonna break down my live trades every day for the week, and the goal is to see how much money I can stack up on my demo account for the month of December. Make sure you check out my last video. I explained everything that was going on, but actually in the last video I had mentioned that I was already trading for that week. I believe I started this new account on the 27th of last month of November. It's from that day to January 1st. On that day, on January 1st, I'm gonna start my live account and start trading with my live funds. So let's see how it goes. Let's see how much we could rack up, or let's see if we end up losing. But right now we are up. I'm gonna save how much I made in profit this week for the end of the video, or towards the end of the video. I'm gonna break down day by day the trades I took, the execution, my targets, my stop losses, how much I made and how much I lost. I'm gonna try to do it to the best of my ability. I'm gonna have screenshots of each trade, each execution, and then I also have the screen recording right here going on. This is my first time really doing it on this screen, so I'm gonna see how that works out. Hopefully it works out for the best, but that would make it the easiest to show you guys exactly when I got in, what I was thinking, and you know, I could actually go along with it on the chart. How this is gonna work is I took a screenshot every day of my trades. I'm gonna show you exactly right now. So the first trade for Monday, December 4th until Friday, December 8th. We're gonna start with the first screenshot, which should pop up right now, and that is, like I said, for that trade on Monday. Let me put up myself so I know exactly what I'm looking at. As you can see, it was 3 different positions and they were all sells. So I believe that on the higher time frame in this chart, and the screenshot was the 5-minute chart, but I saw a fair value gap in the, I don't remember if it was the 15-minute, but let's see if I can have you guys follow along with me. So like I said, this candle right here is from Monday the 4th, and exactly what I was thinking was, as you can see, we're on a downtrend. And if you know how downtrends work, or bearish trends work, oh, come on, get out of my face. If you know how bearish trends work, they work lower highs and lower lows. So as you can see, we're on a downtrend, and I'm thinking, since I saw this big red candle, it was gonna end up coming up a little bit more and then dropping down, which is exactly what ended up doing towards the end of the week. But I had this target right here because of relatively equal lows on this side. So what I was thinking was that it was gonna go down overall, but it could also have an update, which is exactly what ended up happening. So let's get back on the 5-minute chart. I saw these highs, and then on the 15-minute chart, I saw a fair value gap around this area right here, around the 146.814 to the 146.894. That was the fair value gap that I thought was gonna be touched and then dropped down, but it ended up actually going up above it. So I was very close to being stopped out, as you can see in that chart, maybe a couple pips. But it ended up being a draw on liquidity, which is something I'm gonna talk about on this channel later on. But for right now, right, I ended up taking out the people who had their stop losses above the bodies of these candles on the left side, and then just ended up reversing and dropping, coming all the way down, which is exactly what I needed. It was perfect. I had my take profits below these lows down here, and then ended up hitting my take profits for the day. I can't remember exactly how much I made on that day, so let me just check right now. All right, so on the 4th, I made about 7,000 with this trade, but I was also very close to being stopped out, like a couple pips, a couple points exactly. It wasn't the best execution because I was not seeing it as, I didn't see it as the market going up and taking out the liquidity above these highs. So it ended up doing that and going in my favor. But overall on the day, it was a uptrend, as you can see up here, ended up going up here. So can't even be mad. I was in and out of the market fairly quickly. I was done for that day. Now let's move on to Tuesday. As I'm checking the screenshot right now, on Tuesday, I did not take a screenshot of the actual trade, so I don't remember exactly when I got in and out. It does tell me the numbers, but I don't remember exactly the day. Today is Saturday, and like I said, this is the trade from Tuesday, past Tuesday the 5th. So I'm not really too worried about when I got in and out, but I just want to say that Tuesday was a very bad day. I ended up losing a lot on Tuesday. So the 5th, I ended up losing maybe, I don't even know, 4,000 around there. So it was a very bad day for me Tuesday. It was the same kind of thing. If I'm looking at the chart for Tuesday, I believe there was some news on Tuesday, and so this right here would have been around the area where I was trading, or the time frame that I was trading on Tuesday. I don't think I traded too much into the afternoon. Yeah, it was just it was just bad for me on Tuesday. I did not have a good trading day on Tuesday, which I don't understand really why too much. I can't remember exactly what happened on Tuesday, but let's move on from Tuesday since I don't have the trade exact. Wednesday was another bad day. So if we're looking on the daily for Wednesday, so yeah, Tuesday was very indecisive day, as you can see right here with this doji candle. And then same thing with Tuesday or with Wednesday. It was kind of an indecisive, but it was more on the bullish side. But I thought that it was going to end up going a little bit higher so that it could dip, and it went up as high as it needed to, and then ended up dipping on Thursday. But let's go look at the price action for Wednesday. And as I get closer to the actual day that it is today, I'll have more memory on exactly what I was looking towards on these days. But as you can see right here, this is Wednesday, right? So around the time that I would have been trading was this monstrosity right here. I believe there was some news on Wednesday, if I can't remember, but I had one trade which I ended up breaking even at, and if I didn't move my stop loss, I remember exactly what happened that day. So in the higher time frame, I got in a little late, not too late, but I was waiting for this low to form right here. This low right here, I was waiting for this low to form, and once that low formed, I was gonna get in exactly, I believe it was at the end of the second candle right here at 8:57, around that area. And somebody ended up coming up to me and they distracted me, and I got in a little late. It wasn't a perfect entry, but it was a good enough entry. I got in basically at the bottom before this big run up. I believe I had my take profit above these highs over here, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, I did have them up here. My take profit was up here on these highs. Sorry, that's not a straight line, but either way, I have my take profit above this line. So I got in around this area, but I was in the higher time frame when I got in. I was just looking at it. So I got in here. I had my stop loss below these lows. If I would have kept it there, I would have been able to ride this whole thing through the day, and then probably been tired by the end of the day and just got out over here. I've had chances to get out above these highs once they got above this high here, but I was looking for it above this high. Never got up there, but ended up coming back down, and it took me out of the trade around this area. So I was like, okay, so I really didn't know the bias at that point. I didn't know what was going to end up happening. So I ended up waiting until it got into this area, and I put a sell. I put 2 sell positions around this area, and ended up coming down in my favor for a while, and then just boom, reverse, took me out, because I have my stop loss above these highs. Took me out around this area for one. So then when I got here, I'm like, okay, it's gonna keep going up. Terrible mistake. Had no confluence, had no idea what the hell I was doing. Like I said, I'm still in the process of perfecting my strategy, and towards the end of the week, I learned a couple new things that I was like, oh, duh. What the hell was I thinking? So Thursday and Friday, I had very good trades. The trades were amazing Thursday and Friday, especially Thursday. But either way, we're looking at it right here, right? I'm thinking, okay, it's gonna keep going up. It broke structure because it got above these highs. It closed above these highs. And I'm thinking it's gonna keep going up, and it didn't. It came back down, but I had a buy. Ended up coming down, took me out. So I had a very bad day on Wednesday, and that's okay. You're gonna have bad days when you're trading. That's one thing that I had to battle with a lot, the fact of losing. You gotta get used to losing trades. You're gonna have losing trades. You're not gonna be perfect, and if you think you're gonna be perfect, think you're gonna be that special person, you're not. Trust me. You don't need to win 100% of your trades to become profitable. Either way, if you stick to your risk management strategy, you should be fine. It's okay. You're gonna take losses. Take them like a man. Wait till the next day. Don't trade all day. Don't let your ego and your emotions get in the way and try to get the money back, because that's exactly what happened to me with that buy. I was like, I gotta get the money back that I just lost. I ended up losing even more money. So like I said, towards the end of the week, I was like, okay, what am I doing? I need to make sure that I stay in check, stick to the strategy. No matter what, I'm gonna have losing trades, and that's exactly what happened. I ended up having 2 very good days on Thursday and Friday, and this week was crazy with the news, honestly. Hopefully next week, I haven't really checked yet. I'm gonna check tomorrow, as it is my weekly analysis. Hopefully it's not too bad on the news this week. I let my emotions and the greed get in between my strategy, and as a trader, like I said, you need to be disciplined. So don't let that happen to you. If you take one losing trade, allow yourself one more to try to get that back. But after that second trade, even if you win or lose, just be out for the day. Be done. It's okay. You have more days to trade. If you live to trade another day, that's the most important part. Okay, so in total, I was out down around 3K on Wednesday, and it's okay. Like I said, as long as you live to trade another day, that's all that matters. And it's going to be very important once I'm in my live account. Like I said, this is just a demo account, so I don't want to say that I don't care, because I do. I want to see how much I can run this account up before the end of December, but we'll see what ends up happening. Now let's get to Thursday. Thursday was very good. I'm going to look at the screenshot right now. Amazing trade. And what's funny actually, that on Thursday I was at work and something was happening. So as you can see, the square at the top, let me find it on the chart so I can show you exactly what happened. This is the move that I ended up catching. Okay, so you see this retracement back up. This was the retracement which I was supposed to get into this fair value gap on the higher time frame, and it was, I believe, in the 15-minute. I seen the fair value gap right here, It ended up coming into it, going up above it a little bit, and then boom, right? I was at work and somebody was driving a car, and one of the automatic doors that opens at my job closed on this customer's car, so I had to help out with everything that was happening around that time. So I missed my entry. I had the box all lined up and I was ready to get in, but somebody called me to help and I wasn't looking at my phone at that exact time, so I would have made even more money on that day. And I was looking for vengeance for that money that I had lost. I lost about 7,000 around that area for those 2 days on Tuesday and Wednesday. So I'm thinking, okay, I got to get that money back. So I had a 30 lot, so I had to sell 30, and I could have gotten up here but couldn't get in. So I'm like, okay, let me be patient. I'm gonna stick to my trading strategy. I'm not gonna trade with emotion. I know that it's gonna be bearish on the day. I had a bearish bias that day, so I ended up waiting until it came up here. It ended up forming another fair value gap around here on the higher time frame, I believe. I was like, okay, if it gets into that area, I'm gonna sell. Perfect execution. Got into that area and then boom, dropped off. And I believe I got out around this area over here. I was looking for the lows were far off into the chart this way, but I'm not gonna go that way right now because it's not very important. Like I said, I have my take profit at that 144 182 if I'm not mistaken area. Yeah, I got out at 144 186. So yeah, that's what I got, and I made on that day $11,131.43. Would have been a lot bigger if I wasn't distracted at work and I would have got in when I wanted to get in initially, which like I said was in this retracement back up into the fair value gap. Yeah, that day I made everything back. I was so happy. I remember texting my boys. I was like, yo, I made back everything I lost the last 2 days and then some. And I didn't even let them know exactly what ended up happening and that I missed my initial entry. But if I would have gotten in that initial entry, oh man, it would have been a lot more than that, but it's okay. I'm fine with it. I ended up doing 2 more trades after that, trying to get more. I was gonna be done for the day, but let me get in again and see if I can make some more. And I ended up, what was it? I ended up losing about $800 on 2 entries. I was at work and I was gonna go on my break after the lunch break during the New York session, which is from 12 to 1. So after 1, I was like, if I see another setup, I'll get in. And I ended up getting another sell for, I got in at exactly 144 213 and got out at 143 975, and I ended up making back that 800 that I lost and then some. So in that trade, it was $1,653.06. So I ended up making that back. So around that day, I made, let's say, around $12,700, $800, and it would have been a lot more, like I said, if I got in initially when I wanted to. Let's get into Friday. Friday was a big news day. I'll have the screenshot come up right now, but Friday was a very big news day. At 8:30, I knew there was gonna be a lot of news, so I was like, I'm not even gonna trade today. I remember I woke up and my boys from work that are also starting their trading journey hit me up. They sent me their trades and I was like, damn, they're trading right now. And I don't know why I was like, I'm not gonna trade, but let me just check. So I got up late. I usually trade. My window is from 7:30 to 10 in the morning. I'm looking for a trade setup. I'm not saying I'm looking to be in a trade or out of a trade. I'm looking for a setup. If I see a setup that I like, I'm gonna get in. This is the screenshot. It was, okay, it's right here. Right here. I have it marked. That's crazy. Okay. This is gonna be easy. If it was like this the whole time, it would have been a lot easier to do this video. But either way, right, this is the news candle at exactly 8:30. Had a big move up. I was looking at it the whole time. I'm like, I don't really know what kind of move it's gonna make, but I'm bearish either way. So like I said, this is the 8:30 candle right here, this candle. So I saw this big retracement and I got up exactly around 925. The 925 candle was here. This candle was forming. So I see this big fair value gap right here. I draw it out and I'm thinking if it goes into that, I'm gonna put a sell and I'm gonna have my take profit below the bodies of these candles. And ended up coming in, and during the 935 candle came up into it, and then the 940 candle, it ended up closing almost below this low right here, which is what I was waiting for. And then once I saw this candle at 945 close below that low, I was like, okay, I'm set, I'm fine, I could relax. And I have my take profit, I believe, above this high right here at 144 723. So once it went down into that, it took me out and I was like, damn, I wasn't even supposed to trade today, but literally perfect setup. As soon as I woke up, I didn't even do too much waiting. It just happened. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna take the trade. And I took the trade, and exactly on that day, on Friday, I made exactly how much? Let me see. Friday I made about 8,000. 10 lots that I had in that position. First, exactly when I got into my fair value gap, so around the 144 473 area. And then I was like, if it pushes up a little more, I'm gonna get in again. And I believe it when it was half around the, or I could tell you exactly when I got in. I got in at one in the 144 468 area, and on one I got in at 144 498 area, and then I ended up just dipping down below those lows where I had my take profit, and boom, I was done for the day. I was happy. I wasn't gonna trade that day because of all the news that were coming out, and it just rolled out and consolidating right now into the weekend. Yeah, this has been the recap of my trades, and now for the big finale, what we have really been waiting for, which is what I said in the last video, that I was up 22,000 profit at the beginning of this trading week, and at the end of the trading week today, I am at 40,000 profit. So basically $40,978 and 47 cents. So basically in a week I made close to 20,000. Could have made a lot more if I didn't make those mistakes on Tuesday and Wednesday, and that is what I'm gonna be paying attention to on this trading week that's coming. I want to make sure that I have my discipline in check, that I have my emotions in check, and that I'm not trading just because I lost some money, and that I'm not upset because I had a losing trade. I'm gonna have losing trades. That's gonna be fine. I just have to come back and work with logic, make sure that I have confirmations on my trade, make sure that I have my bias correctly, and I should be fine. We'll see what ends up happening at the end of next week. Like I said, thank you for sticking along with this video. I don't know exactly how this video is gonna come out because this is the first time that I'm doing this type of setup. Let me know what you thought about this type of video in the comments. It's definitely gonna get better as I progress. This is the first time that I'm doing this, so you know, bear with me. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll catch you in next week's video, which should be episode 2 of Road to Live Funds. Be on the lookout for that. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share with a friend, and I'll catch you. Peace.